Good afternoon. I am Damon Bowen. I am the first responder for my team, and we are investigating a double homicide murder which happened on March 6, 2026. I entered the crime scene using the quadrant method, and within the quadrant, we did a linear technique. The first thing I saw at the crime scene was the victim's body with a gun wound to his head and to the middle of his back. I could tell this was a shotgun wound because how irregular the size of the wound was on the victim's body. My vision then transferred to the other victim's body by the closet and all the bloody shoe prints and blood around the body also. The first thing we noticed as a team was the hair that was left on the other victim's tool belt. We noticed that the victim still had his watch, something valuable. That means that it was a personal attack and not just a petty theft. I turned to the left and saw a bullet casing under the table, which was later used to identify the possible murder weapon. In the fourth quadrant, we found the hammer laying in a pool of blood, which later was identified to have been the murder weapon for the first victim. On day 2 of the crime scene, we used a UV light to find hidden messages in the room. And on the back door, we found the message that said, "Do you see me now, Dad?" With that evidence, we used that for our main point to interrogate and find our murderer. The same substance that was used to write the hidden message was all around the cabinets and also above the sink. Can we use the light to see the substance on your hands?
So based on what you said about your father and how you have a rocky relationship, you also stated that, or not that you stated, but we saw that you have the same material on your fingers.
Well, now you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can do will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney present during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you.
I'm Regina, the forensic scientist on this case, and I have 6 evidence that I will be sharing with you guys. 6 of the evidence that I found in the crime scene would be the hair, the bullet, the hammer, the watch, the footprint, and the writing on the door. First, we're going to start off with the hair evidence. The hair evidence cannot be argued at all. The hair that was found in the crime scene matched the hair sample that I got from Cartier, which was thick, curly, greasy, dyed, and frizzy. What would be the bullet? The bullet recovery indicated that it was a shotgun used in the crime scene. Suggested that the second victim was shot with the same weapon. Here will be the watch, the gold watch that was found on the first victim's arm. That indicates the time of the incident. The fourth evidence will be the hammer. The hammer is recovered at the scene is believed to be a weapon that was used in the assault. Evidence such as possible blood residue that was left behind. The fifth evidence will be the footprint. The footprint that was found all around the crime scene. And this footprint indicates that it was the murderer's shoe because it did not match any victim on the scene. And when we measured the actual footprint, it was about 10 to 10.5, which is a woman's 8 to 9. Last but not least, the last evidence that was found in a crime scene. The writing on the door. This writing on the door said, "Do you see me now, Dad?" It glowed under a UV light, which indicated that it was like a certain substance, such as like a
fluorescent
substance.
My name is Heaven. I'm the forensic pathologist on this case. My job is to determine the cause of death and analyze the trauma the victims sustained. I also detail the weapons used. The weapon used on the father was a hammer, and the weapon used on the boyfriend was a shotgun with a 12-gauge bullet. The father sustained blunt force trauma from the hammer on his frontal skull. The boyfriend has a wound located in the back of his head near the occipital and parietal lobes from the gunshot. Brain spatter on the wall indicates he was shot in the head first before being shot in the back. The cause of death for the father was an acute subdural hematoma caused by blunt force trauma on his frontal lobe. The rapid accumulation of blood from ruptured bridging veins increases volume and pressure. This pressure crushes cerebral blood vessels, leading to ischemia, the lack of oxygen and inadequate blood supply to an organ or part of the body, and also widespread edema, which is swelling. As the brain herniates, the brainstem is compressed, often resulting in hemorrhages within the brainstem itself. This stops essential functions such as breathing and heart rate regulation, ultimately causing death. Fatality from this type of brain trauma usually occurs within a few hours. So for hours, this father was suffering from weakness, confusion, blurred and double vision, and the worst headache you can possibly imagine. The official cause of death for the boyfriend is a lobar hemorrhage and destruction to surrounding brain tissue. A shotgun wound typically leaves burnt skin when fired from close or contact range. These burns, often accompanied by black soot and skin charring, occur from hot gases and flames exiting the barrel. Lobar hemorrhages can occur in the back of the head near the occipital and parietal lobes. The blood collection grows rapidly and triggers severe edema, swelling, which destroys brain tissues and triggers massive intracranial pressure. As blood pools in a confined space of the skull, it crushes surrounding brain tissue. When severe, this forces brain tissue downward, leading to deadly herniation into the brainstem. Due to the projectile fragmentation and large cavity created by the shotgun blast, this type of trauma is typically fatal upon impact, which means he likely experienced no pain due to the immediate destruction of the brain tissue.
I'm Caroline, the forensic architect in this case. In my sketch of the crime scene, I included all the details of the crime scene that indicate a very violent, brutal, and personal attack, such as the bloody hammer, the bullet under the table, the eerie message written on the exit door, footprints, wounds, and several different blood spatter patterns. After analyzing the scene deeper with my team, I gathered some information to determine not only what took place the morning of March 6, 2026, but about the personal relationships between the murderer and the two victims. The victim closest to the entry door had a Kenwood Academy lanyard in his pocket, which suggests he was a Kenwood Academy student who personally knew the suspect, who was also a student. When I observed the bloody footprints on the scene and found that they matched the footprints of the sneakers the younger victim had on, I immediately realized that the deceased student was originally an accomplice in this murder and that the older victim was murdered first, which suggests the two had a very close and codependent relationship and more than likely planned this attack. The death of the student reveals he more than likely backed out of this plan at the last minute and attempted to escape the scene, which infuriated the murderer, who then in response shot and killed him. The victim closer to the table was an older person, and we determined this from the gold analog watch and the tool belt, which clearly suggests the victim worked at the school and could explain why the victim was in the classroom so early. Using the black light, we found a message written on the back door which reads in all caps, "Do you see me now, Dad?" which later helped us determine the older victim was the father of the student and that there was more than likely some underlying trauma or feelings of neglect that led to this murder.
Okay, editor here. We were gonna put in the recreation part here, but the audio and the clips kind of sucks, so I had to dub over the parts. Are you truly ready for what's about to happen? I'm ready. Do you love me? Yeah. Do you love me? Yeah. Hi, Dad. Daughter. Father. Daughter's boyfriend. What's up? How are you doing? I'm at work right now. Hold on. Can I see this hammer real quick? Sure. Are you interested in trade school? Bam! Ah! Ow. Ow, my head. Ow. I'm falling. Ow. I'm on the ground now. And it hurts. My head hurts. Ow. Oh. You don't want to do this anymore? Ooh, this stinks. I mean, no. I didn't think it was going to be this hard. This sucks. You don't want to do this anymore? This is the sound that I make when I'm dying. I don't think I want to do this. It hurts a lot that I'm dying. My head really hurts because I hit my head with a hammer. Ow, I got shot in the head. Shot too. Oh, I'm falling too. Oh no. I'm Cartier. I'm the murderer. I'm going to walk over and dip my finger in some blood and write it on the door, even though it's clearly not written in blood. But, I mean, who cares? Who cares? I mean, blood doesn't glow green. Bye, I'm running now.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Brown, and I am the lawyer of this group. And from what we have discovered, we want to prosecute Cartier for first-degree murder. Based on the evidence, we have came to the conclusion that this murder was planned out. We believe that she planned out the murder and then drew the two men into the room so that she can kill them. She killed her father first and then her boyfriend. The writing on the wall is what solidifies the fact that this was planned out in advance. We will plan to give her 60 years, aka a life sentence, and because a gun was used, we have to add on an extra 15 since we are in the state of Illinois.